here at ACO Radio, American Communications Online, or any affiliated stations or websites are not responsible for what guest hosts or call-ins may say. All programming is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only.
Okay, hello world. Let me get this show going for the first time ever. Let's see. I've got some buttons to push and get some soundtracks down and turn sound down. All right. We're doing something uniquely different today, even though we got a late start. I apologize for that. I hope everybody is fine on the planet. We're going to introduce something we've had like ancient forever, ever, eternally, and appreciate you showing up. So we're going to do some talking with people about Wiccans, and it seems like I had plenty of sleep to do this show today and get this going as something new. We've been here 9 years on the airwaves, but this is the first time to do Wicca, also termed pagan witchcraft, which is a modern pagan religion. Now, scholars of religions categorize this as both a new religious movement, but I have the Ascension Age, and I do count that as a religious movement, but it's really more of philosophy. And it's both a new religious movement and part of the occultist stream of Western esotericism, a form of modern paganism, especially a tradition found in England in the mid-20th century,
yes,
and claiming its origin in pre-Christian religions. Who's this? Is this Melinda?
This is Melinda D'Amico. How are you?
Do you know anything? Hi. Let's introduce you. I don't know if you know anything. This came upon me to do this yesterday. So, folks, this overwhelming spirit came over me to present the truth, but I'm a charmed one.
Okay.
Apparently, Melinda is too, and Richard T. Knight is. Just so everybody knows, you're listening in on a private conversation on radio.
Yes.
This is Melinda T. D'Amico. And Melinda has not really been studying your ancestry, have you? But you've been helping people in the service to others as we do.
Yes, I've been providing services to people for a very long time, from home remedies to just giving a live reading, what comes up right in my heart, my gut about a person, and just telling the person right then and there, and, having the person explain what they feel and back and forth communication. So that's the way I've been providing services for a very long time, my whole life. I mean, it goes back to even, oh, my God, it's like when I started to understand and make sense that there is something special or there's something a little different, it started to, I get a little scared because I'd say to my mom, I tell you something and you know what's going to happen, right? And she goes, yeah, I know already. So, you don't have to tell me. And it just happens. Whatever I say, the word, if it's a letter is going to fall off the tree, it's going to fall off the tree, and that's it. End of the story, no wrong, no if questions. It just happens. And it's been like that, and it's gotten stronger. And I never second-guess myself, sometimes people think that, I don't lose it. It seems like it's something that it's a powerful thing that it's given to me. And so I appreciate it, and I try to keep touch with it in the best way that I can.
Well,
but
I know
as
there's a
far
lot
as
of
the
people.
pagan stuff, I've never known anything of that. I've read of stuff like that. But I've never practiced anything like that because I wouldn't know what to do because I'm not from that.
I've been in a couple of groups in my 40 or 50 years in this reality, but and I was never the leader of the group, but I've been a participant.
Okay.
And, we're like mostly women, mostly wise women. And we are a lot like the mountain women. When I lived 20 years in Kentucky is where the two solid pagan groups met. And one was mostly women, and we met every other, how you say this, at least usually based on the moon, waning and waning.
I understand. Okay, that kind of schedule. Gotcha. I got it.
And
okay.
We always practice Beltane, and there's a whole lot of education in this that I've written about for years online and put it out there, especially for Halloween. And we even started our Stargate to the Cosmos event wrapped around Beltane and Halloween. So, folks, it's not like you're out there drinking blood and killing babies. I think the world has gotten a completely wrong way of thinking of what people do, especially politically. And somehow now that we've gone through the universes and studied the planes and dimensions and realms, it's getting down to this planet being anything that can separate out of the old warmongers. So Richard T. Knight is one of my directors for my Ascension Cosmos Oracles, and I sort of sprung this on him, and it's raining here and there, and it's real hard for us when it's raining to do radio, these empathic sensitives, but we are going to create this show, and you guys may think we're total idiots for doing so, not knowing what we're doing, but we're just old souls and wise women that study research history, books, things that are written about this subject, and yet we don't have a practicing group, but I don't think they'll count that against us for our not-for-profit. Because this is going to be $5 per person to join, and we will grow it based on everyone's talents and skills and levels of qualifications for research and education and teaching, because we're all students and we're all teachers. Now, I've been paying for 9 years for this service to get out there. Now, we're going to do other topics, too. Some of you that don't want to do because you're scared or in fear of that which you don't understand or know. But we also practice occult, meaning unknown wisdom. But just let me get these dates out of the way. But Richard wanted to make sure that his family has been in this for thousands of years as a knight, K-N-I-G-H-T. He's also a practicing police, our security-minded, our investigative, he's one of our investigative reporters, but he's also writing a book with me for Encounters with Men in Black that we can get into as well. But there's various forms of divination, and let me read this for everybody. Now, Wicca and the law, I just want you to understand this is interesting. So I'll just read this for me and you to get this started, Melinda, okay? Real quick. Now, this source is called Modern Wicca, A History from Gerald Gardner to the Present by Michael Howard. Now, these are just quick. It says Wicca. Now, we can change the way we form Wicca in Ascension Age, because the whole reality of alchemy is changed. The form of alchemy that we practice is for the positive and the good, recognizing we all have dark lighters as well as light lighters, or white lighters, light and dark, okay? And so we have light workers and truth seekers. But I don't have any dark lighters in our group because there's enough of that to go around all over the planet. It's not that we don't recognize them. We're not practicing with them. So here's the law that says what we can do, because with our company, now our company is American Communications Online, Broadcast Media News Publishing, and people can get us off the air anytime they want to on the dark side if we're doing light side work.
Right.
But this is to bring light to this Wicca and the law. So in 1986, Wicca was recognized as an official religion in the United States through the court case Detmer versus Landon. Dettmer was the name of a person, Vlandon. In the case, incarcerated Wiccan, apparently this man claimed to be a bona fide Wiccan, W-I-C-C-A-N. I'm throwing that in as a side note. Let me read this, but try not to comment. In the case, incarcerated Wiccan Herbert Daniel Detmer was refused ritual objects used for worship. The Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that Wicca was entitled to First Amendment protection like any other religion. In 1998, a Wiccan student in Texas enlisted the aid of the ACLU after the school board tried to prevent her from wearing Wiccan jewelry and black clothes. The board reversed its view. In 2004, the Indiana Civil Liberties Union fought to reverse a judge's decision that divorcing Wiccans were not allowed to teach their faith to their sons. In 2005, U.S. Army Sergeant Patrick D. Stewart became the first Wiccan serving in the U.S. military to die in combat. His family was refused a Wiccan pentacle on his gravestone. As a result of a court case initiated by the Americans United for the Separation of Church and State, Wiccan symbols are now accepted by the Veterans Administration.
Wow.
The number of practicing Wiccans in the United States has proven difficult to estimate, with sources reporting from 300,000 to 3 million practitioners. So there you go, folks. And this is the law written by the source, Modern Wicca, a history from Gerald Gardner to the present, Michael Howard. Now, this was presented on the History Channel, which many of you probably know through Prometheus Entertainment and other producers. And this is when they did the history of Wicca. So I see no reason, since it's been presented, that we shouldn't cover this. Now, I will help. There's some people. Now, one time when I tried to cover a gentleman to come on, and he was with Thomas Anthony Sinisi, and his name was Williams, if I remember his last name, but Tommy could remember. I thought I invited Tommy because Tommy is also former Wiccan Coven human form and had his people from the time he was a teenager. So we'll have Tommy come on another time as a Wicca guest as a historian. And so we have two bona fide educators that teach these things. And Melissa and I are more of your investigative reporters and researchers, and we don't have a coven, and we're on radio as journalists. She's with ACO Press Club, which is my company, Press Club, and I am with Society of Professional Journalists. Now, some people may think we're witches because we use a pen. We write and we research, and we like to know things. So we're educators, folks. So we're teachers. Melinda and Teresa are teachers and educators. So this day in history, what is Wicca? Now, there's various ways we can talk about this, but Wicca is a modern-day nature-based pagan religion through rituals and practices vary among who identify as Wiccans. So there's all types of Wiccans, like there's all types of Baptists or all